Swallows in flight twist and tumble through the air, snagging insects as they go. Insect flight is erratic, so swallows who expect to feed on one of these dragonflies must be able to ping in crazy loops and pong by soaring and diving. The barn swallow, the most common swallow in the world, found on every continent except Antarctica, swivels and dives with more agility than our other North American swallows. Now all swallows have sleek, streamlined bodies and long wings, with the powerful shoulders it takes to control supersized appendages that twist and turn even as they flap, so as to alter the airflow and thus their direction. So they're all aerial acrobats. They're swallows. That says it all. But the barn swallow appears more fluid, more polished. Its magic lies in two traits. First, its especially narrow wings that extend so far past its body that they almost forget to quit. Each wing pierces the air like a scythe, pushing the birds to pivot, plunge, pirouette, and play with the whirlwind. And then there's its forked tail, whose inner edges are lined with a string of pearls, no less. The tails of other North American swallows are either blunt or, more often, notched. The cliff and tree swallow's notches are barely visible. The purple martin's notch much more obvious, but you wouldn't call it forked. Those outer tail streamers of the barn swallow's forked tail deflect air around the leading edge of the tail, affording them greater aerodynamic lift and tighter turns. When they're just flying straight, they keep the tail closed, but if they're banking, soaring, or diving, they can open it for pinpoint control. Makes them professional skaters among amateurs. Their flight style allows them to prey on bugs at any height, and the barn swallows will some of the time scour the sky for bugs. But in general, they'd rather be 1 foot above the ground than 1,000. They like mosquitoes and gnats, and those hang out at human height, as you well know. This bird's erratic flight and its wide maw enable it to swallow. Swallow is such an apt name for these birds. Swallow 60 insects an hour. That's 850 a day, or 25,000 in a month. Now, if in your next incarnation you're destined to be a male barn swallow, should you be so lucky, you'd want to be born with the longest tail in the neighborhood, because tail length affords him more than just agile flight. It also, get a load of this list, also correlates with reproductive success, with longevity, with high testosterone levels, thus affording him more opportunities to fool around on the side, with ability to withstand parasites, and with a strong immune system. It gives him genie-like power to grant 3 wishes. All right, I was kidding about that one. And if a male with nice long tail streamers should also happen to have especially vivid color at his throat, and particularly large white dots in the string of pearls around his tail, well, that bird is just a winged, shimmering heartthrob. But the females are also beautiful. Yes, they have lighter breasts and shorter tails, but otherwise they look like the males. Which is to say, iridescent, swooping, sublime gifts from the gods.